They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without the please watch the first two episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Come on. Oh, what a bloody day I've had. Anyway, good morning everyone. I hope that these films I'm going to mention, bring a little bit of solace to what's happening with Ishak. Anyway, I've just got to add these people simply because they sponsor the Frank Carlyle podcast. I keep saying, repeating the same script, don't struggle painting and decorating, especially if you're working at the NHS, coming home and struggling and whatever. Don't do it. Get these in because you get a special discount, and especially again if you're an elderly person, get them in. Don't struggle, don't stretch or anything. Just get them in. Again, you get a special discount. The wonderful people, the fully time served lads, and also the fully insured, just in case something goes wrong. They're fully insured. And everybody gives them a 5-star rating. Everybody who's had them. And I give them a 5-star. And I didn't even know these people. I had to get them in because I can't do anything like that anymore. So just get them in. They're fantastic. Thank you. To Gap Painting Services, the sponsors of the Frank Carlyle podcast, every single one of them. And there's me back again. Put the telly on last night, went to bed, put the telly on. Decided to watch a film that I was going to talk about today. And the way you see like a dark screen? It's a bit odd. So I got another one up, and again it was like the dark screen. As though it was night and there was no light. Anyway, I put it on this morning. Broke. Telly's broke. So I've got to go out now today and buy a new one. It's crazy. It's not that old either. That's me. And Jason, the producer, he says, Andy Mancini found the inspiration he needed for the Pink Panther theme. The Pink Panther theme tune during a visit to Durham. Yes, I don't blame you, Jason. I'll go and get me coat. Morning, Frank. It's chat, says Edward. Good morning, Edward. Good to see you again. Very good. And my old mate, Paul Bay. Good morning, Frank. And in Doncaster for the weekend, going the races in a bit, but thought I'd tune in for them. Thank you, Paul. I'll be doing it. I might be. I don't know. It's up to Jason. He's got to come down, sort things out. I'll be doing a watch along on Monday for the match. Failing that, I'll be doing a pre-match and a post-match thing. Right. But I think I will be doing the watch along as well. See how that goes. But if, as I said, failing that, I'll be doing a pre-match. And as Paul says, I'm in. Yeah, my daughter Francine and my granddaughter, they're going the game, which I'm made up for, made up that they go, especially Sophia, my granddaughter, big red. So I'm buying her a top, the new Adidas top. But I don't know what one she wants, whether she wants an away one, a home one, or whatever. And she wants Frimpong. Frimpong. And Edward says, are you doing a watch along for both games on Monday? One kicks off at 5 and the other one kicks off at 8. Yeah, because I don't know. I might be exhausted by the time I do the first round. But it'll be interesting, this particular game, well, 2 games. So you'll see 2 different teams, obviously, You get the best 11, if you know what I mean, halved in each half, if you know what I mean, each match. See what I mean? But I'd rather have had a first 11, being honest. If I'm being honest, see what the act up like. And don't worry about Isak. He'll be coming to Liverpool. There's no way that Newcastle can hold back onto a player who's determined to leave. And people are saying, but apparently last season, he said he wanted to leave. This was his last season at Newcastle. And once Liverpool heard about that, he put in an offer this season, haven't they? But it's the way it is. I think they're playing games, to be honest. But he'll be here. Anyway. So let's get back to films. There's a couple on YouTube which is good. One is called The Thing in the Mist. Now, the original title's just called The Mist. Frank Darabont, he's the director, a very good director, by the way. And it's a cracking film. It really is. I enjoyed it when it first came out. But it's The Thing in the Mist if you want to watch it on YouTube. There's also 12 Hours. I think it's called 12 Hours. With Nicolas Cage. And again, it's different from the original title. Forget the original title, to be honest. But it's a cracker. It's a smashing film. It's about a robbery. 12 Hours, it's called. And the other one's with Big Arnie in. And it's called End of Days. Is it End of Days? Something like that, about Gabriel Byrne's in it. Fantastic. Great film. So they're the 3 main films. Those 3, which is well worth a watch. And they're all on YouTube. And I was watching an old black and white one with Stuart Granger. I forget what it's called. It might come to me in a moment or two. Get my hair cut as well today. After this. Right after this. So I'll be finishing around 12. Get my hair cut. and then go out shopping when she's coming for me. Go out shopping, I've got to get a telly for the bloody bedroom. It's everything is money, isn't it? Everything. You pay out for everything, shopping, telly. You know, there's no letting up when you go shopping, though, is there? You know, if you need something for the house, especially you learn a lot of things when you're living on your own. You know, you don't realise the amount of effort for the wonderful ladies that they put in. The ladies put in a hell of a lot of housework. And I always helped along, you know what I mean? I say to help. But you don't realise like what they actually do because they like clean homes. And I always used to go to our Mary's, visit her sometime. And you were terrified to sit down. You know, if you got up, say like you were going to live, I'm going to live, Mary, okay. She'd be fixing the cushion and everything where you were sitting. You sit down, gives you a cup of tea, and you're like that, terrified to spill anything or a crumb. Or she gives you a bit of cake or a biscuit, you're like that with the biscuit. Put it in your hands just in case, you know, the crumbs. So, but this is it, you know, it's about, I don't know what I'm babbling on about, to be honest, but it's just the hard work of these wonderful women who put in a lot. And I found that out, unfortunately, when it was too late. But that's us, isn't it? That's a typical fella. Well, as Ed would say, Running Man is good with Arnie. Yeah, it's a good film, that. It really is a good film. Running Man. The Running Man. Yeah, I go along with that. But I don't think that's on YouTube. I really don't. I don't think it's on YouTube, unfortunately. But it's a good film. Tell you what, the first Predator, that was a very good film as well, with Big Arnie. He's made some not bad films, but he's made some bad ones as well. Yeah, there's another one there. Yeah, you're right there, Edward. Total Recall. Yeah, Total Recall. Very good, very good. But one of the best science fiction films I've seen is tell you what it is. It's Extraterrestrial. I think it's a fantastic film. Really is. About aliens, if you know what I mean. It's really, really good. It's one of the best alien films I've seen. Extraterrestrial. Excuse me. So you see, you know, when you're looking at films and TV series, I keep saying this. If you've never seen a TV series called Spotless, it's really good. It's an Anglo-French thing. It was on Netflix. And it was done 10 years ago. And I first seen it there. I thought, this is good, this. And then I looked at it again. You know, recently, you know, I'm talking about like last year, I watched it again. And again, you know, from the first time I said it was great. It is absolutely brilliant. Called Spotless. It's about this fella, French fella, and he's married over here in London. You know, He's got a couple of kids, but he's got this cleaning business, and he cleans up everything, even crime scenes for the police, and he cleans them up, and then it goes on from there. Fantastic. It really, and it's a very short series as well. I just watched it in a day. The first episode grabs your attention, so I just watched it back to back. Very good. Spotless, it's called. And I don't think, I've mentioned this before, and I don't think anybody's seen it. And the other great film is Jason Bateman, called The Outsider. That's another TV series. Again, I watched it back to back. Fantastic. Really good. Really good film. No, it's not. TV series. Sorry. So, you know, these are and you're on it as well with Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston's a great actor, and he's brilliant in this. He's a judge. He's a judge. And there's the gangster in it is Michael Stuhlbarg. Now, you might think, who's he? But you have seen him. He's you know, one of them faces where you don't know the name of. Michael Stuhlbarg. Excellent film. No, it's not. Excellent series, TV series. So that's, you know, the really good series that I've just mentioned. And there's another series, you know, a few episodes called Fargo. Now, Fargo, it's got Billy Bob Thornton in this particular episode. These episodes. Billy Bob Thornton and Martin Freeman. Fantastic. Billy Bob Thornton's absolutely brilliant, but so is Martin Freeman. He's brilliant in it. So, you know, try and get it up, but it's got to be with Billy Bob Thornton, not with others, you know what I mean? Billy Bob Thornton and Martin Freeman. Get those few episodes, and you'll enjoy it. You really will enjoy it. And that's Fargo. That's Fargo. Ezra says, Aliens Romulus is good, Frank. It came out last year. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen all that franchise, actually. I've seen them. Very good. See, I like a good science fiction film. I really do. Yeah, I tell you what, there's one on as well, and again, it's a cracker. It's with Sly Stallone in and Sandra Bullock, but it's a different title, and Wesley Snipes is in it as well. It's something to the future, a look to the future. But you get it on YouTube. But it's different, you know, in the original title. I don't know why YouTube changes titles, you know, of the original films. I just don't know why they do that. Maybe it's copyrighted, I don't know, you know, the title. So they change it around. And it's really good. It really is good. I'll tell you another cracking film, other science fiction, but I don't think it's not on YouTube. I've never seen it. And it's with Luke Wilson, and it's called Idiocracy. Idiocracy. Cracking film. Fella who's just like transported into the future, where it's dystopian, but it's really good. Funny, as I said, Idiocracy, and that's the original title of the film, Idiocracy, and that's very good. It's a good comedy. It really is. Well, I like throwing in comedies, you know, to get away from the monotony, as they say. So you put on a comedy. And one of the best, it's, I've mentioned this before, and the dialogue is absolutely brilliant. The dialogue in it is all sarcasm. Sarcasm. And it's a great cast as well. Bill Pullman. You've got Oliver Platt. You've got Bridget Fonda and Brendan Gleeson. Steals the show. Brilliant. And that's Lake Placid, the original Lake Placid, not the franchise of that, you know. They tried to follow up on, you know, like sequels. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. But Lake Placid, fantastic. I'll tell you another fantastic comedy. And again, it's science fiction. And it's called Galaxy Quest. And Galaxy Quest, and again, great stars in it. Sigourney Weaver, Sam Rockwell, Tim Allen. But the fellow who steals the show is our old Alan Rickman. Fantastic. It's like it's a take on, you know, like Star Trek, and they go to conventions, you know, signing autographs, but the actual series, you know, been finished for years, just been finished, but they still have conventions to make a few bob, and the original cast of the thing, you know, goes to these conventions and signing autographs. But all of a sudden, these aliens show up. Nice aliens. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. As I said, Alan Rickman. Superb. Alan Rickman, the late Alan Rickman. Absolutely brilliant. So try and watch it. Pink Panther. I love a bit of him. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant, the Pink Panther. Caruso. Do you ever see him in that scene where, you know, he's talking in his office to his sidekick? He spins, you know, those whales that you get in the, you know, that go around. You know what I mean? It's a piece of furniture. And he spins it like that and puts his hand back up. He picks up a jar of like, it's not ointment, I don't know what it is, but anyway, he picks it up and he smells it. So he gets to his nose and just puts it back. You know, it's stupid slapstick, but fantastic. Genius, you say, Peter Sellers. Absolute genius. Gary Rigby. Morning, I'm finally back online. I didn't know how much I'd missed the internet. Oh, so you've been off it, Gary? I haven't seen you for a while. I thought you left us, you know. I thought you said, oh, but I'm enough with Carlyle and everything else. Well, that was it. And you went over to other punks, which you do on it, obviously, you know. But good to see you again. Glad you're back online. It's like, I tell you what it's like, Gary, what you're saying there, you missed it. It's your phone. And I was only talking about it the other day, about phones. You know, like long before mobiles, to be at a certain place or where, whatever you were doing, you had to be there, if you know what I mean. Whereas now you can phone up, just say, listen, I'm going to be a little bit late on whatever. Or you can make a quick phone call, like in an emergency. See what I mean? Back in the day, you couldn't. So it's phones as well. If you haven't got your phone, when I go shopping, I don't take my phone out. I don't take it out. Um, I don't know why I said that, but I don't. Just in case I get messages and you've got to pick it up. While you're out shopping, so I don't take my phone out. But they are important, phones. When you go out, I'm not saying like going shopping like me, but when you go out, you always bring your phone because you'll know that, just in case of an emergency. And what you see today is young kids. They're on the phone. My granddaughter comes down to see me. Hiya, Grandad. Hiya, Sophia. Sits on the chair, bang, phone out. I'm talking to her mates. But these are youngsters, you know what I mean? They're talking all the time to each other, which is a good thing, but a bad thing as well. A good and bad thing. Gary said, I'll have to put me reading glasses on. Struggling here. Right, I watched well, that was a good start, wasn't it? I watched a brilliant film called My Generation, one of the best films I've seen about the 60s. My Generation. I know that's got something to do with the Who, hasn't it? But I don't think it'll be something to do with the Who. My Generation. I haven't seen it, to be honest, Gary. Callum says just 13 days now, before the start of the season. Yeah. Well, you've got, is it 13 days? Is it just 13 days? It's just the start of the season you're talking about, isn't it? Not the end of the world. Not with these nuclear subs like Softland Trump, what a fucking prat he is. Divvy. Anyway, I've just read Arnie is the richest actor in Twitter. Go away, over $1 billion. Oh, he's not worth that much, surely. $1 billion, big Arnie. The Austrian. He's a Nazi, white supremacist. We're coming from Austria, he must be. No, Frank, I'm a YouTube addict, says Gary. Yeah, we all are. I am. I am. I am, Gary. I see my alternative news is on YouTube, to be honest. I don't follow the mainstream news. Don't follow it at all. Because it's all lies, it's all propaganda, it's all misinformation, disinformation, you name it. They say it. Mainstream news, so I look at the alternative. Alternative that they balance it out. So yeah, Gary, spot on. I am too. Edward says, I haven't seen a house phone in years. They're becoming a thing of, like a collector's item. Like an ornament. That's what they're becoming. An ornament, that you put on oh, look at. That's what they're becoming, Edward. Gary says, no more meeting under the Dickie Lewis and being stood up and walking home like the Incredible Hulk. Oh. I remember doing a coach tour, for these lovely ladies, loads of pensioners, chock a block. And anyway, we were coming down by the Adelphi there. And I said, I'm coming down Mount Pleasant, And as we were coming down, I said, has any of you ladies, I said, do you ladies know what Dickie Lewis is standing on? And they all said no. So as we were getting down, I said, there he is, look, he's standing on the bow of a ship. So I know what yous were all looking at. You don't know what he was standing on. You went, oh, Frank. Dickie Lewis. Oh, fantastic. When's the next guest on one of your shows, says Edward? That John Hanson's coming back again. I've got a couple lines up. I have John McCardle there lines up. I like John, he's a cracking fella. But I'm not bothered anymore. See, it depends. It depends. The way I look at it, you are the podcasters. This is the way I look at it. I think that you need to look. If I had someone with me, I tell you that I have got a guest next Friday. And he's a fellow historian, cracking fellow. He really is a great historian. And so we've got him on, John Away. I haven't seen him for a few years. And he used to be on with me as well. Anyway, that's by the by. But he'll be on next Friday. And I'll tell you for why. You come out with great comments. You really do. And they have to be read out. If I had guests on all the time, all your comments would just disappear and they wouldn't be read out. Whereas they should be read out and discussed. Just like what you've just said there, Edward. When's the next guest on one of your shows? Yeah, says Cal. So, obviously I have answered him. I love me new show, I'm being honest, which is during the football, obviously, because with it starting up again. That's why I said I might do a watch along on Monday. But definitely be having a pre-match and post-match. Because the football season starts. That's the main thing. But the new show that I've got, which is on a Wednesday, obviously it'll be alternated there because of the Champions League we'll be in, because we play on a Wednesday, don't we? And even on a Monday and a Tuesday, we'll be playing Premier League games. So, I'll be cancelling them simply because of the football, to do the football. And this is what it's about. But, you might think, well, why haven't you been doing much football? It's just coming out with the same rhetoric. Close season, who was signing. It's like this Isak saga. It's like that. You get on the podcast, no disrespect to them. Honestly, no disrespect to the lads and girls who do them. And they're just reading off what pundits are saying, journalists. They're reading what you've already read, I suppose. You've already read them, but they're just repeating them. Then you get I hate the clickbait. Jason said, what are you talking about this? I don't want that. I could easily put a clickbait up. And then people will go, oh, yeah, that's so. You see what I mean? I don't like clickbait. That has got nothing at all to do with the content. And that's on anything. Gary Rigby, I tell you, most probably. I watch a lot of crime things on YouTube. And real crime, But you get clickbait on that as well. Michael J. 4 Seasons, 1981, directed, written, starring Alan Alda. Alan Alda. No crash bang wallop, just a brilliant story. Yeah, the most famous for MASH. And did you know he has a terrible stutter? If you were talking to him normally. And that's why he said, like a script, you learn your lines. Just like what you said there. 4 Seasons, 1981, directed, written, starring Alan Alda, no crash bang or wallop, just a brilliant story. Now, say like that's a script, it just says it, in all his acting there profession. He just goes right along. But if you talk to him, or spoke to him in real life, he stutters. And Gary said, my generation was Michael Caine, Roger Daltrey, Mary Quant, Twiggy, David Bailey being interviewed, along with great clips of swinging London and a few clips of Liverpool that I've never seen before. Oh, that's good. I'll have a look at that, actually. I don't like Michael Caine, I don't like him. I don't know why I don't like him. One of the people that you can't take to. And he's made a couple of good films, like Get Carter, for example. And Zulu, obviously. He even made a funny one called Without a Clue with Ben Kingsley. But Ben Kingsley was brilliant, Without a Clue. And it's on YouTube. You can get it on YouTube. Without a Clue. About Sherlock Holmes. Really good. That Kingsley is... he's an incredible actor. Ben Kingsley. Edward, do you believe the Adelphi is haunted? Funny enough, you're talking. I've got Jamie Williams coming on as well soon. He's the paranormal fella. He'll tell you whether it's haunted. I'll tell you where it is haunted. And I've experienced it. I've had that I brought around Prince Charles back in the day when he was Prince. St. George's Hall. You know that, don't you? Because I've told you this before. And I'll give you some idea. I didn't want to do it, I'm being honest. They said, well, you know the hall, like the back of your hand, and you're the best person to do it. So anyway, I had to do it, because if it got back to where the people I work for, they would have not looked at me favourably, and that's university. So anyway, I'd say honestly, I was reluctant, and reluctantly I said yes, okay. So I did it. But he was brilliant. He was absolutely and funny because I was humorous with him, and showing him things. But it was wonderful. And I said to his PR, I said, does he read up on Liverpool coming up here? And he went, no. He said, he knows about Liverpool. Because some of the things he knew, fantastic. I don't know what we think. I don't know what I'm talking about. About playing King Charles now. I don't know what the fucking hell I'm doing. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, yeah, I know, no. So I do know about the hall, and I have had experiences in the hall itself. I had a group of people down in the bowels of it, and I'm talking the bowels. And this is before the refurbishment. I was given lectures just before they shut down in the April, and they were starting work on it in the September. But they wanted to keep it open, not for visitors or anything going around it. So they decided to have a series of lectures twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And they asked me if I'd do them. I said, yeah. So I did a series of lectures, and they were always in the criminal court. They were always held there. So anyway, I had this group of people, who were there. I said, I'm going to take you somewhere. And they all went, oh. Because I used to bring them around the hall, brought them into the concert room. I brought them everywhere. So I decided to bring them down. I got permission, like, obviously. I said, would it be all right to bring them? Yeah, you won't fight. So I brought them down into the bowels of it. Now, before then, Tony Snell and myself were in the bowels, and we were in this like place. It was like a cell or something. It was a cell. So anyway, goes in there, and we're talking. Say, well, what do you think this was? And I think it was a cell, one of the cells. But don't forget that the foundations of it still held where the old infirmary stood. That became a lunatic asylum. I don't like saying like lunatic asylum. I really don't. It's unfair. But anyway, it became an asylum for lunatics. And that's where they used to just lock them up. And some people weren't lunatics, by the way. But they just incarcerated them there, hospitalised them. And they used to put them in these places. Horrible. So we were in there, and we had an arc light. We were talking, the next went out like that. And no one later could find it. Pitch black. pitch black. Honestly, pitch black. Couldn't see. You know where your eyes can focus? Couldn't see a thing. And I had my lighter with me. And that's how we got out. It was frightening, right? Now, whether you hear noises or not, I don't know. Whether you hear noises or not, I don't. It could be in your mind that you're hearing these bloody noises. Anyway, we got out. And it was an experience. The other time was when I was giving a lecture in the courtroom, one of these lectures that they asked me to do twice a week. So I was giving this lecture, a lot of people were sitting there. Now, I always had to go down. In the criminal court, you've got where the accused stood, right, in the dock. So down into the cell, I used to go down into the cell to make sure that everything was all right to bring the people down. And this there said, it won't be long. I said, I'll just make sure that everything's okay so you can look up. I had to do that for health and safety reasons before I brought them all down. And I goes down. And this door was very flimsy, it really was a flimsy door. You just go like that and it's opened. In fact, it had a piece of string on, to open it. Now, when I went down, made my way down, I went like that to the door and it wouldn't open. And I thought it was something jamming, so I let go of the string. So I pulled it like this. Pulled it first of all with one hand. So I'm pulling it. And what I felt on the other side was as though someone was pulling back. So I went, fuck that. And then it closed over. Now, I looked to see if there was like a wedge, on the floor. No wedge. At the bottom of my feet, a wedge, because it wouldn't open. Nothing there. Nothing whatsoever there. And I even got my light out, stuck it, just in case I missed it. Because it was like pretty dark down there. And no wedge. So when I pulled it again, and as I said, I went like, it was those fucking pulling back. And I let go, and I just went like that. With fuck. And I shut up. And all the people, they went, is anything wrong? Because they heard like a bang. And when I shut up, and I said, no, I said, no, we won't be able to go down there. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say to them. And there was this now I used to like young people going to my lectures, about the history of Liverpool, because I want the young to know the history of Liverpool. But they were mostly, every one of them were all mature, And there was one young fellow, I say, I made up, the young lad. And he went, he was a bit of a jackal lad, to be honest, you could tell. He always asking questions, which was brilliant, as I was giving the lecture. But when it got shot back up, this young fella said, I'll go down. I said, no, don't go down. But he was determined and he went down. I said, no, don't go. Anyway, he went down. And he was down there. He was down there for less than 15 seconds, I'd say. and he fucking shot up and ran out. He ran out of the courtroom. You know, no one had a chance. I never had a chance to say, what's up? Nothing. He just went flip up the stairs and right past me and out. And later on, I said to the lads who, you know, they were still working there, the lads who looked after the all, not the workers who was going to do the refurbishment, they weren't there at the time. They used to just bring the gear in, you know, to leave it for the job in the September. And I said, did you see a young fella running out? He said, yeah, he got off, just went out the door there, you know, this big door onto the plateau. He just ran out of it. That was an experience of St. George's Hall. The streets of Liverpool in 1966 were full of kids playing out and stray dogs. Yet these were always stray dogs. Always. Funny enough, I only mentioned that, you know, say last year or whatever. You do not see stray dogs anymore because you can get fined. People actually got fined when dogs, you know, when they see it, they used to have these dog catchers or whatever, and they used to follow where the dogs, you know, when they went home, and they got fined. And that's why, you know, you don't see many stray dogs now. It's good that you read out the comments. Yeah, this is what it's about because, look, everybody takes time to put a comment in. And they should be read out because you take your time. You join a podcast and you go, oh, yeah, so I think I'll put a comment in. Whether you like it or not, you know, whatever the topic is, whatever the subject matter is, and you put a comment in, and they should be read out. It was like last night, this fella there, Perry, I think his name was. I was just talking with my current affairs and what was happening in Ukraine and between Ukraine and Russia. And this fella said, had he given back the kids? I knew what he was getting at. And I said, the Ukrainian kids. I said, they're not Ukrainian. I said, they're Russian. They're Russian, they're not Ukrainian. They were Ukrainian, but they were being slaughtered. And this is what people don't know about. And this is why the SMO started. To stop the Russian-speaking people from being annihilated by Kiev. The Ukrainian, they were Ukrainian. And that's why the Russians took out 200 kids to get them away from the shelling and the dangers of warfare. And then what did they do? Because there's lots of Russophobes in the West, loads of them fucking hate Russia for some reason. And said to Putin went on a war criminal thing for kidnapping kids. I said, so the Russian kids, and yet they went back to the parents because they're safe. They went to a massive sort of camp. A camp where they carried on with the formal education. Not a camp like, you know, a camp. It was like a Butlins type camp, what we know today, where there was lots of activities and things. And also they carried on with the formal education. And they're all back now with the parents. There's some, unfortunately, have been left orphans, but they've gone to Russian homes. And they're a part of Russia now, the Russian Federation. It's not Ukraine. That was the Donbass Oblast, by the way. But he was trying to have a go. Obviously, I get called a Putin puppet. Have you noticed the labels that they give you nowadays? You know, anti-Semitic, racist, homophobic, Islamophobic, and all these things. And, you know, Putin puppet. You know what I mean? These are the labels. Everybody's labeled now. No matter what. No matter what your beliefs are. No matter what your ideology is. You can't say anything about a certain country unless you're labelled, and you could go to jail for it. So we all have to be very careful what we say. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know what I'm talking about. Ma, a bomb. What's that? You know, Ma, how are you, Ma? How's Gibraltar? Frank, how are you going about friendly on Monday? Because we have a match at 5 p.m, then another at 8. Callum, I don't know. If I'm going to do the watch along, it'll be the 5 o'clock one. If we've got the energy, I'll do the second one as well. But I'm definitely doing a pre-match and a post-match as well. So I might just do one match. Depends. And it depends because Jason's got to come here and set it up. The watch alongs. Oh, Billy. Oh, mamma mia. Ciao, Franco and chat. Hope you're all well. Franco, I watched the Fury. A future story about a tank division fighting against the SS with Brad Pitt. Oh yeah, that's the Bastards, is it? Or Fury? Was it Fury? Yeah, just Fury. Brad Pitt. He's great, Brad Pitt. He really is. My daughter went to see Superman with Sophia. And she said, you'd like it, you know, Dad. I said, why would I? Why would I like Superman? And anyway, Jason went to see it. He brought his daughter to see it. And he said, Frank, you'd like it, you know. I said, why would I like it? And really, it's about, there's a storyline of, well, anyway, I think you've got to go and see it yourself. I haven't seen it, I will watch it, though. I will watch it. I liked the Superman, the original was fun, the original. But with that Carryle there, he should be James Bond then. That Carryle. Good actor, looks the part. And as she said, wonderful Bella. With Brad Pitt, fantastic. Yeah, it is a very good film. Gary the Rigby. I didn't believe in ghosts until my sister moved into a house on Old Road. There was definitely something in that house. I don't know whether like psychics have ability to like whatever. popular with these psychics too, and these fortune tellers, right? But there's always something about every human being that has something inside them that I mentioned, didn't I, about going down into the cells, St. George's Hall, he was definitely being pulled. Definitely. It wasn't the imagination, it wasn't anything, and there was no one in there. No one, not a soul. And as I said about that lad, they were all poof and away. I was in France. I've had two experiences in France that's changed my whole concept of life, actually. I used to go to, well, don't get me wrong when I say this, but I was always at church, you know, whatever, excuse me. And I still respect my religion, by the way. And as I've told you before, I say two prayers every night. And one of the experiences I had in France was where I was lost in France. You can't get a better script than that, can you? But I was actually, I was frightened because it was becoming dark. Well, you know, like, you knew that it was going to be dark within a couple of hours, and I'd been walking about 4 or 5 hours without a sign of anything. No cars, no nothing in the middle of fucking nowhere in France. Because France is very flat. The countryside is unbelievable. And I'm talking about square miles of it. And I was just walking down this like lane, whatever it was, edge roads, until I came across her, and this fella told me, get to that out. I just said, parlez-vous anglais, monsieur? Bonjour, parlez-vous anglais, monsieur? Perfect English. And he told me, I said, I'm lost. And he said, just go down, go left. You'll see a house. Just go there. My daughter will be there. She'll help. And he just walked on. Now, I shake hands with everyone. I had it, like, for example, yesterday, I had a new bed delivered. Shook hands with the delivery fellas. They got off. Our James came down with a little cold, cracking kid, you know, our family. And I gave them a hug. You know, when they left, they were taking my old bed away to give to someone. And as I said, I shake hands. But I didn't shake hands with this fella. Apparently, I'm just going to say this in a nutshell. Apparently, that man had been dead for 10 years. So make what you will out of that. Sexy Beast with Ray Winston and Ben Kingsley, and shot only half an hour away from. Go away. Go away. That's a cracking film. Kingsley is absolutely magical in it. That's what kind of an actor he is. He can play comedy. Just have a look at him without a clue. And Sexy Beast. This is the diversity of a great, great, great actor. I'm looking at the time. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that they had villas and I thought they only had red telephone boxes and policemen with those funny helmets on, if you know what I mean. Arrivederci, going into town with meeting friends for drinks. Great. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Tuesday. Frank Carlyle, says Bella Italian. Oh, thank you, Bella. And you have a fantastic day. Fantastico. John. Tonamici. Have a great day with your friends. Don't get drunk. Just enjoy it, Bella. Just enjoy it. See, I say, morning Frank and chat. Morning, see. Good to see you. And Mark says, Frank, the new film Ballerina stars Anna de Armas as ballerina turns assassin Eve Macaro, who takes on an army of killers as she avenges the death of her dad, also starring Gabriel Byrne and Keanu Reeves. No, was I watched that? No. I like Keanu. Gabriel Byrne's a fantastic actor as well. But when you get the likes of, look, if a film comes up and and I read a synopsis and it says special ops, retired special ops, goes back home and finds that his brother's been murdered and he goes out. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. It's a waste of time watching it. And there's not many heroes. I've seen this over the years now. A ballerina turning assassin. And takes on an army of killers. I won't fucking watch it. I'm sorry, Mark, but I will not watch that. No matter who's in it, Gabriel Byrne or Byrne or Keanu Reeves. Great, I love Keanu Reeves. I think he's brilliant. But I won't. It's like Liam Neeson. Now, Liam Neeson's in a new film. And he's taking. I never ever liked that Naked Gun. I thought it was fucking stupid. Naked Gun 2, all this. And he's taken over that role. I just hope that he's not fucking going to do a franchise of it. He's better than that. Pathetic films. That's me, though. I like a great I've mentioned comedies before. Love them. Like this. Or shall I? Not stupidness. Oh. So Mark, I won't watch anything like that. And as I said, like special ops, ex-CIA agents. It's like Amateur Today, a new film. I won't fucking watch that either. I just won't watch. Edward says, the scary movies are like that. Yeah. No, you're right. But scary movies, as a tea, isn't it? On Scream and all this. And you can watch them, they're bearable. But the likes of ballerina turning an assassin, I know a couple of ballerinas personally, and I tell you what, they will never fucking become assassins. I'm not having a go at you there, Mark, honestly. It's just that I will not watch things like that. Like the special ops. See, you know what's going to happen. And, it takes on an army of killers. She avenges the. Yeah, okay. Listen, I'm going to finish because I've got to get a shower. I've got this got my barber coming, so I've got to get a shower, shave, get my hair cut. Our Francine's coming down, taking me shopping. Got to get a new fucking telly now. Got to get a new telly in my bedroom. You wouldn't know how much I've spent this week or this month. Incredible. Not that I'm moaning, right? I'm just saying. Have a good one, Frank and chat. Thank you. Yes. Getting your ears lowered. That's what I used to say to them. Bella. Just before I go, Mark, where's that film, Ballerina? You're not going to watch that, are you, Bella? Watch that. Try and get a sexy beast. Watch that. If you want anything like reality, watch that sexy beast. With Ray Winston and I think Ben Kingsley is one of the greatest actors. So sexy beast, watch that instead of Ballerina. Must be a new film. Snapey, Morning Girl, Morning Snape. So don't forget the films I've mentioned this morning. The Thing in the Mist. What was the other one? What's the other two? Oh, End of Days. Big Arnie. There's another one with Sly Stallone in it called something Future. But that's the. And Sandra Bullock, that's good. But also 12 Hours with Nick Cage. Cracking film. It really is a good film about heist. Okay, Franco. I thought I was already watching a sexy. Cara mia. Cara mia. Cara mia bella. Io te amo. Bella. Grazie. But yeah, that surprised you, didn't it? Let's see. Cinema Parrot, brilliant. Fantastic. And the actor in it is one of the great French actors, I forget his name. and he speaks perfect Italian because it's about, you know, in Italy, set in Italy, and a little mad kid, isn't it? Paradiso. Is it Gran Paradiso? Fantastic. I tell you, a great film to watch. The Grand, the Grand Hotel Budapest. Rob Fiennes. Fantastic film. Humour. You know what? This is going worse, you know. When I do that, my face is itchy. It's shocking. Sometimes it wakes me up in the night, you know, when I'm asleep. You know, the itching on my face because of this fucking thing I've got. But anyway, I'll keep a lookout to see what match you're doing on Monday. I'll be doing the I'll be doing the 5 o'clock. You know, that's for sure. But Jason's got to come down. He's got to set this up here to do the watch along because my IT skills are zilch. Unfortunate. And the T says, have a great weekend, Fred. Hope you get TV sorted. See you on Watch Along Monday. Yeah, it's strange, you know. It's more or less a brand new telly. And I wanted to watch something this morning. Nothing. So I said, oh, I'll get a shower. Then I thought, well, I can't get a shower because I've got to get a shower later on. You know, after you know, when you get an haircut, all the little hairs go on you. So I get a shower then, you see. So that would have been getting a shower now. And when I get my haircut, why did I do that? When I get my haircut, you do like this. So I go, you know, talking on the phone and typing out. Yeah, I'll be getting another shower. So I thought, I'm not going to get 3 bloody showers, you know what I mean? I'll wash myself away. You know what I mean? Hi, Frank, and everyone. Like and subscribe. I've got this book. How are you going to get it, Christopher? Christopher, you'll have to send me your phone number. I'll try and get hold of your phone number. I'll give you the ring, give you my address for that. It's brand new, you know. Honestly. Because I've got 2, you see. I've got 2. So you can have that. But I don't know how to get it to you. Fuck. And I've got things for Toscana as well. Tickets. I'll leave you with I think it comes, I think it's from the Tempest anyway. It's from the Tempest, and it's just a great quote. It's really is. Hell is empty. Hell is empty because all the devils are here. Think about that. That's a serious quote, that, by the way. As you say, what happened to Frank? To the lads who wrote that book? I remember it when I first started watching. Yeah, Marios Manzos. Don't know. I think he was one of the assassins. No, he wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, to be honest. See, look, people use. I don't like saying this, you know. I'm not being funny towards them, but people use the likes of this, the likes of other podcasts, to promote. And he was nice, Marios. I'm not taking anything away from him. Met him personally, had beers with him, and a really nice lad. And but they used, no matter what they used, and once that's fulfilled, just disappear because he sold a lot of books. He was the launch, wasn't he, over here in Waterstones, and I went and did a talk there, and loads of people bought the book. So, not having a go on him. So I just don't know what happened to him, to be honest. He's still going, I suppose. They don't make him like the TW. They don't make him like the good old days, made to last. But thank you anyway for joining me this morning. I thought I'd have a job. I thought I'd have a job. There's the boss. There's the capo di tutti capi. Late morning greetings, FC and True Reds online. Like your feature, sellers like Robin Williams, a genius. And the few get fewer every year. Best wishes all. You'll never walk alone with hope. And on that bad note, when I'm doing a film show next week, I'm going to ask you what your favorite five films are. Five, not one. You know, when people say, "Oh, what's your favorite film?" Yeah, it's hard to say what your favorite film, and you don't have to give them in order either. You know what I mean? You don't have to give them in order. So next week I'll be asking you your favorite five top films. It's like anything when you ask something. Someone said to me once, I'm a specialist on architecture. I could even tell you the architect, believe it or not, of the Galleria in Milan. Manfredo Manfredi. But I'm a specialist on architecture here in Liverpool. And there's some wonderful, incredible buildings. And someone said, "What's your favourite building?" I said, I can't tell you. I really can't tell you what my favourite building is. Because if I said, "Oh, it's the library," I'd go, "What about St. George's Hall? What about the Port of Liverpool building? What about the Cunard? What about the Town Hall?" itself? What about the library? What about the, different things? What about my old university? You see, it's impossible to give your favourite building. If the likes, lads, says the boss. Christopher, thank you, boss. Frank, I'll send you my details to your email when I get the chance and sort of meet up. I won't be able to meet up. You'd have to come to my address. You have to come to my own. I wish I could meet up. I really do. The amount of people that said, listen, Frank, can you make this? Can you make? I can't make it. I couldn't even go to a funeral. So it's just the way it is. I wish I could. I wish I could have gone on a holiday. But the doctor said you can't go. Can you make it 10? What 10? Agreed, different films for different reasons. Yes, says the boss. It will take me all week to decide. Oh, I say, I'm sorry, make it 10. Yeah. It will take, that's why I said it, boss. That's why I said it. 5. You can't name one film as your favourite. Can you make it 10? It will take me all week to do. I will have a few arguments with me there. Thanks for that. But that's the point, isn't it? As I just said, I tried to explain about when someone said to me, what's your favourite? I just couldn't come out and say, oh, yeah. We've got unbelievable buildings. And I mean, unbelievable. I could show you buildings that you wouldn't even think was there. You go, oh, I didn't even know that was there. But anyway, I'm going to leave it. Thank you for joining me once again. I've got to thank Gap Painting Services for sponsoring the Frank Carlyle podcast. Get them in, they're fully time served, fully insured, they're absolutely brilliant. Please get them in, don't struggle. NHS and elderly, special discounts for you. But if you don't fit into those categories, I'm telling you now, they're very, very reasonable. Get them in, don't struggle. That's the Gap Painting Services who sponsor all Frank Carlyle's podcasts. And Christopher says, yeah, I'll go to yours, but I want to make sure you know who I am before you open the door to a relative stranger. Behave yourself. Because to get into mine, you've got to use the monitor. Secure. So I'll tell you all about how to get it. So I'll know it's you. Thank you, Christopher. So anyway, on that note, thank you. Hopefully see some of you on Monday. There won't be a history show, unfortunately, but I'll be doing the football. Mille grazie. Mille grazie. Mi amici. See you Monday. Lunedì. Ci vediamo. Ciao.